Hi, this is Ralpha Rosa Pearl Eustache, and I'm coming to you today through Things to Live By to talk to you once again on race. I've put together about 4 segments on race, and when I do talk about race, I want to talk about it as a unifying factor. Why? Because we are a human family. We're on our home, which is the planet Earth. And at one point, race and language groups were divided by borders, but with the travel of man, and unfortunately in some cases the succession and the expansion of governments, of world powers, this has brought different race groups together in melting pots. So you find melting pots all over the world. Now, the races now live very closely together, and what we want to see is race groups interacting and enjoying the fact that they're diverse but also the same. Okay, now please don't mind the background. My neighbor is tampering with my property. At the end of this will be submitted as part of a police report, because I am going through some things because of hate. So at this point, there are interesting things about race. When we think of race, we think of pigment, which does characterize physical appearance. And this race causes us to break down the human family into categories. Okay, what does it say? It says it needs to stop right now. Okay, so we want to spend our time being productive, and anything else we want to stop it right away. So that's not me, this is my neighbor doing this. So I'm going to switch this back because he needs to respect my property. So how do we live together peacefully? So we want to appreciate beauty in ourselves. We want to appreciate the beauty and the diversity. But race and the human family, we are a beautiful blueprint in that we are designed magnificently. But did you know that there was a template? We all have a template. And basically what a template is, we use templates in digital software and applications and word processing. We use templates, and I do apologize. Some of these images, I use them in my book. This person is tampering with my property. So let me just go back to where I was. And so we use templates to facilitate or make it easy to build new projects. And did you know that as human beings we have a template for race? Okay, so we're going to step back a bit. When we talk about race, we talk about color. Okay, and that color is called pigment, and it is controlled by our DNA. Now, if we peel back this pigment, or if we remove the DNA that brings about color or pigment, what are we left with? Basically, we have a condition called albino, and albinos have a dysfunction with their DNA, a lack of DNA for pigmentation. And what happens is they're left with a pinkish white skin and blonde hair. Interestingly, this is a template for the human family. Without the pigment, we would all look like the same template of the albino, with the whitest pink skin, blonde hair. And that's any race group. So what does this mean? We're all the same, but that the pigment that we have as part of our DNA, as part of our gene pool, is a beauteous design and a painting of our skin, which brings us diversity in appearance. But when you cross borders, it brings diversity in culture. But when we come together in melting pots, it can unify us. We think of the cultured person. That person wants to know about other cultures. They want to get to know. They want to instruct themselves. They want to be the intellectual and understand these things. And so let us use race as a unifying basis to be closer to one another. Thank you so much for listening, and sorry for the background changing. I hope you enjoyed this segment, and let's be unified by race. Okay, because we all have the same template.